Right, Ash, Chesterfield obviously came as a top of the league, runaway leaders.
Yep.
The manager said he thought you had a good game, but obviously a couple of the goals, you probably
Yep.
look back and think you could have done better. What do you sort of take away from that game?
Yeah, I mean, after the game, obviously disappointed. You know, I mean, the be all and end all was we lost 3-0, so it was a bad result regardless. You know, I appreciate the manager's comments about it was a decent performance, but at the end of the day, you know, I made a couple of mistakes, and you know, I wasn't happy with that. So I'll be looking to put that right in my next performance.
Yeah, do you think the pressure's on a bit more at home, where the fans, you know, are scrutinising every move, whereas away there's not as much pressure on your shoulders? Do you think the players have been feeling that a bit? Because it is a young team who maybe, you know, when things haven't been going well, it's just feeling the pressure a little bit.
Possibly right. Personally, I don't feel that way. You know, I feel just the same when we play at home as when we do away. You know, obviously we've got fans to, you know, fans expect us to put in a performance at home, whereas, you know, there is that little bit less pressure away. But no, we've just got to look to work hard. You know, as a team, put 100% in home and away. You know, it shouldn't really affect us mentally.
Yeah, you obviously had a bit of a car crash, didn't you? I mean, did that set you back? Or were you hurt, or was it just shaken up?
It set me back a couple of weeks. I just received whiplash, so obviously, you know, it set me back a bit. Missed out on a week's training, so I kind of was catching up on fitness a bit. But you know, I feel 100% now, back into it. You know, no problems at all.
Yeah, Steve Elliott, your centre-back partner's come out and said that he thinks you've got a big future in the game, and he's enjoyed playing alongside you. What's it been like playing alongside him?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you know, he's a really experienced player, Steve. You know, I get on with him on and off the pitch. You know, we have a real good laugh with each other. But when we're together on the pitch, you know, we really work hard together. And you know, like the comments he said after the game, you know, it just goes to show what a top guy he is. You know, and hopefully, if I'm selected for the weekend, you know, we'll keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, you were obviously here last year, and even though the form's not been great recently, compared to the situation you found yourself in last year, it's been a season of progression, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we were looking over our shoulders a lot last season. You know, it was a tough. You know, we were looking to really grind results out last season, whereas, you know, we seem to be playing a lot more football this season, which is, you know, it's a lot more enjoyable to play in. And you know, but at the end of the day, it's okay saying that, but we need to turn the football into results.
Yeah, if you look at the performance before Chesterfield scored the first goal, I mean, you started off well and probably the better side for the first half an hour.
Absolutely. I thought we came in at half time and we were 1-0 down, but I mean, the manager was saying, you know, we're pretty much the better side throughout the 45 minutes, especially the first half an hour. And it was a shame, you know, we just couldn't seem to get that first goal in the first half an hour, and inevitably after half time it kind of pegged us back a bit, and conceding straight after half time was really sloppy from us because we came out too slow, and you know, it was a real contrast from the first half to the second.
Yeah, you beat Stockport. You've got to remember that Chesterfield are 11 points clear at the top, and sort of not let that one affect you, haven't you, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we were underdogs at the weekend. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, the pressure that we put on ourselves as players, after you saw from the first half performance, we know that when we do play at 100%, we're good enough to match anyone in this league. But it's about consistency, you know. And if you switch off for a split second, like I found out in the first half, like we found out straight after we came out after half time, you know, it can punish you, and goals win games.
Yeah. What's that pitch like? I know you can't use it as an excuse because it's the same for both teams, but is it difficult? Do you have to take a bit more care of everything?
Well, yeah, it is difficult. Yeah, you know, I mean, there's no doubts about it. I mean, you look at the Premier League pitches at this moment in time, and even they're struggling. You know, so it's just one thing you've got to deal with as a footballer, unfortunately. But yeah, you know, you do have to try and take a bit more care. But you've just got to get on with it. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, Aldershot at the weekend, and what are you expecting from them? Have you spoken about them much, or you've?
Yeah, we have spoke about them. You know, we prepare during the week how they're going to play, how we're going to play, and we know that, you know, they like to try and set up not concede first, you know, and especially away from home. So we'll be looking to really attack like we did against Chesterfield from the start of the game, and really put pressure on, and because we know that when we go 1-0 up, we really do build confidence to go on to win 2-3-0. You know, we don't want to be chasing a game in the first half an hour. Yeah,
and your parent club Blackpool have had such a great adventure recently. They're just out of the melee at the moment, aren't they? You've spoken to many people back there.
Yeah, well, I've obviously speak to the lads every now and then, have a good catch up, and you know, unfortunately got beat to Chelsea, which isn't a terrible result. You know, they're a top club, but I really believe that they will stay up this season. You know, they've got as I've always said from the start, fantastic team spirit back there, and it just goes to show when you listen to the manager, you know, the confidence that he puts in the players, you know, it makes you believe that you can win against anybody.
Yeah.
So I really do 100% think they'll be fine this season.
Yeah. What's your contract situation at Blackpool? Have you got another year after this one?
My contract's up at the end of this season, so I've been told, and myself and a few other players back there, you know, we'll sit down at the end of the season and see what the situation is.
Yeah. Have you spoken to Ian Holloway much one-to-one? Do you think he, you know, sees you as part of his plans for the future?
Well, I'd like to think so. You know, he's said good things about me in the past. So I mean, but at the end of the day, things I'll sit down with him when I go back to Blackpool and see what the situation is. But for the time being, I'm just looking to get my head down and work hard and try and impress. You know, when I do play.
Yeah, and your loan was up recently. Have you signed for another month? And
Yeah,
is it just
signed
month to month at the moment?
Yeah, I signed for a third consecutive month, so I think that takes me to about the 5th of April, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you have to go back then after that, or can you stay for the rest of the season?
I've been told I think I do have to go back.
Yeah,
then,
I think 3 months is the maximum.
Yeah,
isn't it? So
I think you're correct. Yeah.
So you want to get as much out of this month as you can. And
Yeah,
then,
definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's 4 or 5 games, you know, crammed into this month, so. You know, fingers crossed. Starting by Saturday, if I'm selected, I'll put in, you know, some top performances.
Yeah.